Okay, you can open your books if you have your book with you on page 18. Page 18. If you do not have your book, business math book, you can check na lang the lessons on the screen. Okay. Okay, Nathan, can you please read the definition of fraction, please?
Fractions. It is one or more of the equal parts into which a whole number is divided. It consists of a numerator and a denominator.
And the next definition also, Nathan, can you please continue the numerator?
The numerator is the number above the fractional line indicating the number of parts taken from the whole. The denominator is the number below the fractional line indicating how many equal parts the whole is divided.
Okay, thank you, Nathan, for that. So when we say fraction, it represents a numerical value. Okay, it represents a numerical value. And it says here, one or more of the equal parts into which a whole number is divided. So basically, we define fraction as part of a whole. Okay, part of a whole, not the total um, uh, whole object, but only a part. Okay, part only of a whole, meaning we will not take it all. We will only get a part of it. That's why it is called fraction. So yung fraction, it came from the Latin word which is fractus. Wait, let me annotate. So for you to, ayan, it came from the Latin word fractus. This Latin word, it means broken. Yeah, it means broken. That's why it represents a part of a whole. It may be more than a whole, or basically it is a number that generally an equal part, okay, when it is spoken in English. And a fraction, it describes how many parts of a certain size there are. Okay, example are 1/2, like that. 3/4, not the whole, right? Oh, 1/2, only a half. There. Oh, when we say 3/4, only 3/4 of the whole are covered or being taken away. Okay, not all, right? Not all. Okay. So the fraction is consist of two parts, the numerator and the denominator. Numerator is the number above the fractional line. It indicates the number of parts taken from the whole. Okay, taken from the whole. And the denominator, it is the number below naman, below the fractional line. It indicates how many equal parts the whole is divided. Okay. So, ano bang importance? What is the importance of using or having fractions in the real world? Yan. So, when we say fraction kasi, these are much needed part to keep the, let's say, the number or part lang. Okay, let's say without the knowledge of fraction, you will not be able to do algebra. Okay? Each part ng math, okay, has its a foundation has its building um, um, building part, okay, na you can be used that in the future, can be useful in the future. um, what else? Fraction can be used in our everyday activities like cooking. If you help your parents um, in the baking, in cooking, fraction is useful. In carpentry, okay, a part of the wood is being taken away, a part of the plywood is being cut, something like that. Driving also and sewing. Pag nagtatay, you can use fraction in that activities, certain activities. Okay. So again, 5/8. 5 here is the numerator and the 8 here is the denominator that indicates how many parts of the whole is divided. While numerator, it indicates the number of parts taken from the whole. Okay, there are different kinds of fractions. There are different kinds of fractions. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 different kinds of fractions. First, here is. First is the proper fraction. Okay, when we say proper fraction, numerator is less than denominator. It's like this, 1/2. Example of proper fraction are 1/2, 5/8. These are proper fraction. What else? 2/3. Let's say 11/15. And those are example of proper fraction. Okay, that's why it is called proper, because numerator is less than, okay, its denominator. Okay. The proper way of um, giving the form of fraction is like this, yung proper fraction. Okay. But how about improper fraction? So improper fraction, these are fractions wherein numerator is greater than denominator. Okay. It's not proper. That's why it's called improper. Okay. Example to that is like 31. Right. There. It's an example of improper fraction. What else? 200/100. It's not proper, right? Because it's called improper because numerator is greater than its denominator. We need to make it proper. We need to make it in the form that it will make it in the proper fraction or proper form of fraction. Okay, what is the example, other examples of improper fraction? Let's say 1,000,000/2. Another example of improper fraction, 1,000,000/2. Why is it called improper fraction? Because numerator is greater than denominator. Okay, next. For number 3, mixed number. Combination of whole and a fraction. Every time you see like this, this are whole number here. Oh, let me do 4. Yan. 4 and 1/3. These are whole numbers. And these are improper fraction. It is called mixed number because it is being combined. The whole number and the fraction are being combined. What else? Let's say 24 and 3/5, like that. Combination of whole number and fraction are called mixed number. Okay. Next, number 4, similar fraction. Fraction with same denominator. Okay, what are the examples of similar fraction? It's like this. Let's say 1/5, 2/5. What else? 20. Okay. Let's say 3/5. There. So basically, when we say similar fraction, these are multiple fractions that has the same denominators. All have the same denominators. That's why they are called similar fractions. Okay? Similar fractions because all have the same denominator. So another example of similar fractions, let's say 3/7, 6/7, 4/7. There. These are another example of similar fraction because they have the same denominator. Okay. How about the similar fraction? Fractions having different denominators. So basically, these are multiple fractions that has different denominator. Let's say 1/8, 2/5, 4/12. Let's say 1/50, like that. As you can see, it has different denominators, right? It has different denominators. So we can categorize these 4 fractions here as dissimilar fractions if we put this all together, right? Because they have different denominators. Okay, can you copy, class? Can you understand our lesson? Ayan. So, ano naman kapag dissimilar fraction? Let me erase that. So, when we say dissimilar fractions naman, these are fractions in which the decimal point is used to indicate that the denominator is a power of 10. How was that? Let's say if you are given 9/10. So there's no decimal point here, right? It's in the fraction form. We need to convert this one to a decimal. So how will we do that? So do you remember the trick I gave you, the hint? If you're going to convert fraction to decimal number, it's like this. You need to copy lang this one, so 9, and then 1. 1 0, right? Isa lang 0. So, therefore, isa lang din yung digit. Yan. 9, 10 is the same as 0.9. Okay. Other examples, let's say we have on the same book, we have on your example on your book, we have 0.75. How are we going to convert this one into fraction? Just copy the given number 75. And then how many zeros are we going to write? 2, right? Kasi 1, 2. There are 2 digits. So 1, 2, and then 1. So 75 over 100 is the same as 0.75. Nakuha, class? Other examples. Sige, bigay tayo ng mas marami. Let's say, let's have 41 over 1,000. How are we going to convert this one to a decimal point? You just have to copy lang the 41, okay? Copy 41. Okay, copy 41. And then how many zeros are given? 3, right? 3, okay. What are we going to do? 1, 2, 3. We have to include the given numbers, yung 4 and 1. Okay, so that we will know if our answer is correct, you have to count lang the digit. Okay, 4, 1, you copy or write 4, 1, and then count rather the zeros given. So there are 3. So count lang 1, 2, 3. And dagdag kayo ng another 0 and then dot beside and then 0 again. Oh, do not count this one, this 0 here as 1 ha, only on the right side. Ito lang. Okay. Another example. I will give you another example. Let's say, how are we going to convert this one to fraction? Oh, copy nyo lang this one. Copy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then how will you know if ilang zero sa ilalim? Same. Count nyo lang. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 digits, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. There. Kuha, class. Yan. Trick yan. Ano yan? Parang not everyone will get the answer correctly if you don't know how to parang manipulate the numbers given. Yan. Count lang lagi the digit and then you will know the fraction or the denominator. Okay, or the fraction, the correct answer is this one. Do you have any other questions? Do you have questions? None yet? Okay. Let's move to the least common denominator. Ayan, least common denominator tayo. Miss Amber, can you please read our definition on the screen?
It is the smallest number which is exactly divisible by the denominator of the dissimilar fractions.
Okay, thank you. So when we say least common denominator, it is now the smallest number. Okay, smallest number which is exactly divisible by the denominator of the dissimilar fractions. Okay, let's have an example. Let's say we will only get the least common denominator of the fractions if they are dissimilar. Okay, example, dissimilar fractions. So meaning the denominators are not the same, right? Oh, let's have 1, 1/2. Oh. Yung madali lang muna tayo. 1/2 and let's have 3/5. We will only get the least common denominator if the denominator, is not the same. Okay, put that in mind. Do not forget, we will only get the least common denominator of the fractions if they are not the same. Okay, whereas if they are the same, no need to get, let's say, 1/2. Okay, plus, let's say, another 1/2. If the denominators are same naman, no need to get their least common denominator. Okay, we will only get the least common denominator of the fractions if they are not the same or dissimilar. Okay, so what are the least common denominator? They're common numbers. Okay, they're smallest common numbers. Okay, let's say, saan sila magmi-meet na number? Yung 2 and 5. The least common denominator of 2 and 5 is 10. It's their common number. 2, why is it 10? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then in 5, we have 5, 10. The least common number that they have is 10, right? The least common, they're common numbers. They're the same number of the given. Okay, we need to get the least, the lowest. Okay, when we say least, the lowest given number, the lowest common number of there. Okay, it's 5. Okay, let's say another example po. So 3/4, let's say, and 5/6. So they have this dissimilar fractions, right? They are not the same. 4 and 6. We need to get the LCD of 4 and 6. Saan sila magmi-meet? Anong number yung magmi-meet sila or meron silang common number? Is it 4? Not 4. Yes, Nathan. What is it?
12 po.
Yes, correct. The LCD of 4 and 6 is 12. Okay, why? Why 12? So 4, 8, 12. Next, 6, 12. The number that 4 and 6 will meet or has common number is 12. The least, the lowest possible number na mag-meet yung dalawang given number ay yung LCD. Okay, we need to get that. Why? We need to get or we need to have, because we cannot add numbers that have different denominators. We cannot add fractions that have different denominators simply by getting their LCD. We can do that. Say, 3/5 plus 2/3. We cannot simply add 5 plus 3 here. We need to make their denominators similar first before adding. Okay? That's the purpose of getting the LCD. Okay. What is the LCD of 5 and 3 so that we can proceed with addition? We cannot proceed with addition unless their denominators are the same. Okay, denominators of 5 and 3, LCD. Okay, what is the LCD? Yes. Nathan again.
15.
Okay, correct. Now we can proceed to addition if we already know the LCD of this 5 and 3 fractions given. Okay, 15. Now we can proceed with addition. Okay, 15. Know how to add? Divided by 15. 5, rather 15 divided by 5, it's 3, right? And then multiply it by 3, we have 9. And then 15 divided by 3, we have 5 times 2. It's 10. You can see, right? Class, you cannot add fractions that have dissimilar fractions. We need to get their LCD so that you can proceed with the addition. The answer here is 19 over 15. 19 over 15 is the correct answer, but we can still make it the proper way. So the correct answer for this one is 1 and 4 over 15. Okay. How was that? We can still a whole number from 19, right? Di ba 15? We have 15. Oh, we can get a whole number. Isa lang ang meron. Sa ilang kasyang 15 rather sa 19, we have 1. And then subtract lang, subtract. Okay, subtract lang. 4 over 15. That's why we have 4. Subtract lang. Bear that in mind na subtract lang. No need to put lots of computation. Subtract lang kayo. Subtract. For you to get the numerator. Let me give you, let's say 4. No. If we're getting, let's say 1/4 plus 5, 6. We need to get the LCD first of 4 and 6. It's 12 again, right? The least had the least. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. This one is 20. Okay, how about 6? 6, 12, 18, 24. Oh, if you're to ask, why not get 24? Why we need to get 12? 24 naman is also their common number. If you're to ask. Okay? Because 24 is also correct. We can still get 24. But for you to not to simplify numbers, we need the smallest possible. Okay? Yung 24 kasi, i-reduce pa natin yan. I-simplify pa natin. Meaning, mas maraming process if kinuha natin yung 24. Mas marami pang process. I-simplify, paliliitin pa yung number. Whereas, kung maliit na yung number, 12 na kaagad, the smallest possible, no need to reduce. O no need to simplify numbers. If 12 na agad yung kinuha nyo. Okay? Kapag 12, mas marami pang steps in simplifying numbers. Okay, that's why we need to get 24. 12. Pero 24 is correct pa rin. Okay. Let's get 12 plus 12. By the way, it will end in 1 minute, ha? Okay. Sige, let's go back na lang on our part 2. Sige, I'll end the meeting. See you.